Hello friends, welcome to S. Kumar IAS. We were studying political science series, and in particular we were studying John Locke. Already we were studying J.S. Mill, and we studied the first theory of John Stuart Mill. So abhi in this lecture we are going to study his theory of liberty, what John Stuart Mill says about liberty. So without much delay कथा को start करते हैं. So J.S. Mill says on liberty that J.S. Mill is basically called the champion of liberty. If anyone is liberal, he is Mill, it is said. But what is reason behind that? That we'll see in today's lecture. So J.S. Mill is called champion of liberty because he says that what is the importance of liberty? Well, the purpose of life is happiness, and happiness requires freedom. Liberty not only individual good, but it is a public good. And when J.S. Mill says liberty, he means to say that freedom to do what one wants to do. That is the basic meaning of liberty. Look, J.S. Mill, John Locke, they all are belonging to the tradition of individualism, utilitarianism. So ultimately they want to make individual happy. So J.S. Mill says that no state becomes great by dwarfing its own people, and liberty is essential condition for development. J.S. Mill says liberty is the essential condition for development. If liberty is not there, you cannot develop your personality completely. And in that sense, he says that liberty is so essential that no state can become great by dwarfing its own people. But still he says that liberty is not absolute. And then what are the restrictions on liberty? He says that harm principle of J.S. Mill. He says there are two kinds of actions. The first one is self-regarding, and the another one is others regarding. The actions concerning the self or individual, where state should not interfere and there is no interference is allowed. For example, we say that fundamental rights, right to privacy, state should not interfere. But at the same time, he says that there are second kind of there are two type of actions, though there are second kind of actions, and that is others regarding, which can impact or harm others. There state interference is allowed, and reasonable restrictions are there. So what is the harm principle? Harm principle is that if an action is not harming anyone else except the self, then state should not interfere. We can take example of reasonable restrictions provided in part 3 of the Indian Constitution. And he says that all other restrictions than others regarding are qua restraints. That means state should not put any other restriction than others regarding the activities which are influencing the others. If individual is ignorant, then state can inform him of harm. This argument is also used for using against ban on tobacco and intoxications. So that's why he said that he is a scholar of liberty, but empty liberty. Why? Because he says that state can inform. So that is quite subjective. Quote unquote inform. That can be quite subjective. So that's why Ernst Barker says that Mill is a prophet of empty liberty. Why? Because Mill gave only negative liberty, and that is a hollow concept. Mill does not give the positive liberty. Okay, Barker gives the concept of positive liberty, and Barker says that Mill is not able to defend even his own idea of, and he does unscientific classification of self-regarding and others regarding. Barker says that there is vast scope of misuse, and any action may be justified as harming others and others regarding. So state can say anything that this is influencing others. So that's why Mill is called the prophet of empty liberty. And it is also said that Mill is also called the scholar of abstract individualism. And then comes the concept of Mill on freedom of speech and expression. So Mill is also called champion of freedom of speech and expression. So from here onwards, we'll just study the rest of the part of its Mill on liberty in the next lecture. And I hope that these videos will add value in your preparation for civil services, political science. And if you find them useful, please like them, subscribe the channel and spread them like wildfire. If once we complete the syllabus, I would like to solve the previous year question papers topic wise, and that will definitely give you an edge. So thank you so much for coming to S. Kumar's IAS, and till next video, work hard and stay connected. Thank you so much guys.